What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul, and I'm joined by my friend Vin. He's originally from America, but living in Vietnam right now, and we'll ask him a few questions. So, I guess the first question is just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background. How did you end up in Vietnam?
Hey, I appreciate it. So I'm in my late 20s. I come from California. I'm a Vietnamese American, half Vietnamese, half white. And I've been living in Vietnam for a couple months now, but it took me about 2 years to get over here. It took a lot of planning and then overall just overcoming anxiety.
What was the deciding factor? Why did you decide to come to Vietnam?
Obviously, Vietnam is really cheap, but additionally, I'm Vietnamese myself. When I came back 2 years ago, I was actually bringing my grandmother's ashes. So I had no intention to ever go to Vietnam, but unfortunately, due to COVID, I had to bring my grandmother over her ashes, and I saw the place. I met my family, and maybe it was a vacation experience, but I really loved it. But it got my mind thinking, what could I be doing instead of the nuclear family in America? So took 2 years and I moved my money around and I think it's pretty financially stable. I don't have to work ever again, but at the same time I'm looking for a little bit more purpose. Taking time for myself instead of maybe moving up the corporate ladder.
Yeah. So, what would you say is the biggest difference between life in the USA and life in Vietnam? What's been anything like the culture or anything else?
It's definitely a new culture for me. I grew up Vietnamese, but I think listening to my parents, seeing how they thought of the place, it's definitely different from America. There is to some degree more freedoms, like speaking or thinking, but then there's obviously taboos where if you cross a line, you could get into a lot of trouble, unlike America. But overall, I think just enjoying better lifestyle. No matter where you go, I think Saigon and Hanoi are the most expensive, but it gets cheaper than here. And with that, you get more luxuries. You get better lifestyle. You go out more, and those things they help the soul. You meet more people rather than being stuck in an office or whatever job you're doing. You kind of get stuck in a bubble of work, going home, gym, and some people then skip the gym and they just get fat. And then that's I think a lot of Americans like we're just so busy, caught up working that we're always known to be fatter. We're always known to be heavier set, lazy, and it's just because of the work culture. I think.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I guess I've noticed a big trend of people from the West, places like America, Australia, UK, moving to Vietnam, enjoying a better life. Have you met a lot of people here in Vietnam with a similar kind of story to you? And what are they doing in Vietnam?
Yeah, there's kind of like three groups that I've met that travel here. Obviously, travelers, backpackers. A good portion are VQ, like myself, VQ overseas Vietnamese. They come from Germany, they come from Spain, they come from Italy, weirdly, and then additionally America and then Canada. And then the third kind of group is expats or people here staying maybe short slash long term. That could be 6 months to 2 years. I'm considering myself that right now. I'm giving it 6 months, but my whole I wanted to fall in love with the place, and there hasn't been a time where I'm like, dang, I need to leave. It's just been go go go, have fun, and then there's the local people, and trying to connect with them is a little bit hard because they're living their lives. But I've made a couple of decent local friends, and I also have my family around, so they introduced me to their friends. Overall, finding people to hang out with, I always have someone to hang out with, like yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the great thing. Like when you move here, there's such a large community, and you can always meet someone new. Then they introduce you to someone else, and after a while, you have a community of people that you resonate with. And yeah, and as you said, like in the future, maybe you can do business, start a business, do something else. So yeah, a lot of opportunities here. Is there anything that you don't like about Vietnam? Maybe some negatives that people may not think about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to speak from a position of privilege here. Coming from the West, I see my counterparts meeting other Vietnamese people. They just had unlucky draw of being born in Vietnam at a time where it's up and coming. I think Vietnam's growing. If they were born in the West, a lot of people have a strong work ethic and they put their hours in. They're dying to work. like an American or a Western person, but they just don't have the opportunity. And so when I see it here, I kind of look back. I'm like thinking, like, dang, I could live here, but I couldn't live here without coming from the West. I mean, I speak from an honest position of I got lucky in that sense, and I did work hard, and I did save my money, and I did invest it. But if I was put in the shoes of Vietnam, the opportunity for the local people, it is tougher. And I try to take that in account when I'm buying things or when I'm going out. And I'm saying like, oh, this is cheap to me because I'm from the West, but it's really just it's expensive. And locals don't even do what I'm doing. So maybe that's why I'm having a pleasurable experience. That's why it's so easy for someone like you and me. If we were born and had to drive into the city an hour just to work for another 10 hours and drive back home, I bet we would be thinking, oh gosh, Vietnam is not the place for me. So I think the West is really great if you are poor, but Europe is a great place to go to if you have nothing because the programs. The West is like that too. But time and time and time again, I keep seeing people that are well off or have some amount of money. They're traveling to Southeast Asia, they're traveling to Eastern Europe, and they're just enjoying the simple things in life, like relaxing in a coffee shop. That overall, not a lot of bad.
Yeah, it definitely puts things into perspective, right? When you come from the West, um, from a privileged background, you have all these opportunities, and you come to Vietnam, it's completely different. So I think it makes you appreciate your life a lot more, and I think a lot of people have that experience as well. Yeah. So I guess one more question. Uh, you're in Vietnam now. What do you see for your future? Do you have any like big goals, big ambitions? How do you see your life in the next like 5, 10 years?
You know, I had to deal with a lot of anxiety getting over here. I could have been here last year, very financially sound in that sense, but it was a level of like, hey, are you ready? Do you want this? Are you going to give up the opportunities of the West? Right? I could easily stay, work my job, save my money, buy another couple houses, and then retire with a couple $1 million and have a decent life. That is a good life. I'm not saying it isn't, but when you are wondering, like I have the roots here, you know, I am looking to say, could I really be here? And I do think I could be here for a long time. But I want to give it an honest 6 months of just relaxing, decompressing from work because the people that you see that have been here a long time, especially VQs, they see me and they've seen like a million of me. And then they're like, oh yeah, you're just through this decompression phase or you're in this phase or that phase. It's like they see it because they've been through it and they see other people going through it. There's a phase when you get here after like a year, maybe 2 years, where you realize, okay, this place is really for me. And then those people stay 3, 4, 5, 10 years and they figured it out. Personally, I'm not looking to get into any business. I'm just trying to reconnect with family. I try to see them as much as I can, but they work. So I'm thinking of maybe getting a job just to, 20 hours here, something like that, because I'm just like hanging out all day. I'm wondering if that is going to erode my work ethic. Because now, I mean, I was just telling you last night, I was up till 5 a.m. hanging out with friends. I'm like, I haven't done that since college, you know? But it becomes a very easy thing to do here with the right friend group. Everything's open. So big plans, not not really. I spent 2 years getting here. I'm on top of the mountain. I'm enjoying the view. I'm gonna find another mountain and I'll climb it then.
Yeah, cool. Look forward to what your future brings. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Vin, for being here. Appreciate your time. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.